I'll let Jason back in. And I will admit the people from the public.
And then Deputy Mayor Nocito, whenever you're ready.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Sorry. Welcome. Oops. Oh, hold on. My Zoom's playing tricks on me. Welcome to the Voorhees Township Committee meeting for our regular meeting for the evening of June 13th, 2022. May I have a flag salute, please? Can we salute the flag? Not me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
which stands one nation under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Bethroyd,
Present.
Mr. Platt,
Here.
Mr. Ravitz,
Here.
Mrs. Cito.
Here.
This meeting is being held in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act. Do notice this meeting has been published by the clerk in both the Courier Post and Inquirer newspapers, as well as electronic notice as required by law. Also, a copy of the annual meeting notice has been posted on the bulletin board outside the Township Clerk's office.
Thank you. At this time, we will open up for public comment for resolutions only. So this portion of the public comment is for resolutions only.
Seeing nobody to make a motion on the question on resolutions, move to close the public portion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we are closed. So, Mr. Long, I'm just going to read every single one, correct?
Yep, resolution 174-22 up and through 188-22.
Okay, so everyone bear with me and my Minnie Mouse voice. So this evening's resolutions are resolution number 174-22, memorializing an executive session from May 23rd, 2022. Resolution number 175-2022, amending records of the tax collector. Resolution number 176 through 22 or -22, amending records of the tax collector. Resolution number 176-22, authorizing the award of a contract under a cooperative pricing agreement for doors, locks, and security cameras to Advantage Security, Inc. Resolution number 177-22, authorizing Voorhees Township to enter into the New Jersey Cooperative Purchasing Alliance Cooperative Pricing Agreement. Resolution number 178-22, authorizing purchases through state contract for firefighter protective clothing and equipment. Resolution number 179-22, approving the submission of a grant application and executing a grant contract with the New Jersey Department of Transportation for the Safe Corridors Project. Resolution number 180-22, approving change order number 4 for the sanitary sewer pipeline rehabilitation project to Kenyon Pipeline Inspection LLC. Resolution number 188-22, accepting a performance guarantee for Voorhees Storage LLC, block 230.27, lot 47.13. Resolution number 182-22, accepting a performance guarantee for WA Outdoor Advertising LLC, block 225, lot 10. Resolution number 183-22, accepting a performance guarantee for Safstar Voorhees, block 213.01, lot 94. Resolution number 184-22, accepting a performance guarantee for Bree DDR IVB Echelon, New Jersey LLC, block 150-18, lot 7.17. Resolution number 185-22, acknowledging certain application requirements as set forth in the memorandum of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission. Resolution number 186-22, appointing members of the Voorhees Township Board of Health. Resolution number 187-22, accepting the resignation of Chris Watcher from the Voorhees Township Police Department. Resolution number 188-22, accepting the resignation of part-time emergency medical technician William Adenjar from the Voorhees Fire Department. And there is no need for an executive session this evening, correct, Mr. Long?
That's correct, Deputy Mayor.
And the reason that the mayor's not here is because he didn't want to read all those resolutions,
I
correct,
think
Mr.
that,
Long?
I think that's right. He saw a look at the agenda and said that you can handle.
Not tonight.
Yeah.
Motion to approve those before the court administrator's report, Mr. Long?
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
We do our roll
Aye.
Oh,
call.
sorry. Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, actually, I'm sorry. All in favor here, I'm sorry.
Okay, yep, I had a note in here that says all in favor unless I was
Yeah.
misled.
Yes, no, you're not.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we will approve our court administrator's report for May of 2022, the approval of our minutes from April 11th, 2022 meeting, the approval of our minutes from our April 25th, 2022 meeting, and the approval of bills for our June 13th, 2022 meeting. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
just a motion, Deputy Mayor. I'm just going to be abstaining for the minutes from April 11th.
Okay, and I believe that I will be abstaining from, I believe it was the April 25th meeting that I was not present at. Maybe that was a work session, but I'll double check. We'll just check the attendance on that date if we can.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
But I
Thank you.
do think you were there for the 25th.
okay, maybe it was the work session during, it was that one after the Easter holiday that I was not there at, so I just want to make sure I didn't
Yeah, I
say.
think that was 4/11 you were out.
Okay, then that would be the one that I'll abstain from.
Okay.
Tonight, we have two commendations. We're recognizing the observance of Juneteenth and a commendation recognizing June as Pride Month. So if you bear with me 1 second. I'll get to those once I get through all these resolutions. Okay. So for our proclamation, our first proclamation, whereas our country is made up of people from every nation on earth who are declared equal, not only in freedom, but also in justice, both of which are essential for a healthy and human civilization. And whereas our nation was conceived on July 4th, 1776, with the Declaration of Independence, the classic statement being, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And whereas at 2 p.m. on New Year's Day, January 1st, 1863, using his war powers as president, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, providing that all persons held as slaves within the state or any designated part of a state shall then be thenceforward and forever free. And whereas on June 19th, 1865, Major General Gordon Granger announced the end of both the Civil War and slavery with this announcement. In accordance with a proclamation from the executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection therefore herefore existing between them. That becomes that between employer and hired labor. And whereas Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day or Emancipation Day, is a holiday that commemorates the announcement of the abolition of slavery, in Texas in June 1865, 901 days after the Emancipation Proclamation was issued by President Abraham Lincoln. And whereas in recognition of Freedom Day and the spirit of Juneteenth that celebrates African American freedom, education, and achievement while encouraging continuous self-development and respect for all cultures. Now, therefore, the Mayor and Township Committee of the Township of Voorhees, County of Camden, and State of New Jersey proclaim June 19th, 2022 as the Juneteenth Observance Day and celebrate the end of the Civil War and the emancipation of Black Americans, and commit together to eradicate systematic racism that still undermines our founding ideals and collective prosperity. Okay, and our next proclamation. Whereas Voorhees Township is a community that values diversity, equity, inclusion, and is committed to equal rights and opportunities for all of its residents. And whereas Voorhees Township recognizes the important contributions of its LGBTQ residents to the town's history, culture, economy, and civic life. And whereas June 28th, 2022 marks the 53rd anniversary of the Stonewall Riots, an event that gave rise to the beginning of the gay rights movement in the United States. And whereas June is now recognized across the country as Pride Month, and whereas we celebrate the accomplishments of the LGBTQ community towards securing important rights and freedoms, often through struggle and adversity. And whereas we acknowledge the important efforts of the Voorhees Township School Committee, the school department leadership, teachers, and staff to support our LGBTQ students and to help all students meet core educational competencies that prioritize social, emotional learning, health and safety, and respect for others. Whereas, as a township committee, we affirm our support for our LGBTQ residents, including our students and our employees, our vendors and visitors, and stand with them to protect their civil rights and ability to live openly without fear. Now, therefore, we, the Voorhees Township Committee, do hereby proclaim June as LGBTQ Pride Month in Voorhees Township.
And we can do a motion in a second to accept those two proclamations, Deputy Mayor.
Okay, sorry, I'm scrolling back up.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, and are there any comments from our committee members this evening?
Deputy Mayor, I just want to say thank you for reading the commendations, and I'm grateful to our town for entering them and providing the recognition of two important things that I certainly hold near and dear. I see the chair of our diversity, cultural and diversity committee has joined us, and I know that she'll be reporting back to that group about the adoption and implementation of these two commendations as well. So thank you for that, Deputy Mayor.
Yes, thank you. I do see Mrs. Fisher in attendance, so thank you. Any other comments from our committee? I want to thank everyone for listening to me. I haven't read aloud that many things since 8th grade in front of people. So thank you. Thank you for your patience, and thank you to our team in the township who put together and worked on those two proclamations, two things that are very important and speak to the diversity of why we are all so proud to be residents in Voorhees. I will now open it up to any comments from the public.
Seeing. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I know Mr. Craighead is on to talk to committee about the MS bike race. So Mr. Craighead, this is where you have the opportunity to speak. There you go.
Hey, thank you. I was looking for the raise hand thing and I missed it. So thanks for calling on me. Deputy Mayor and esteemed members of the committee, thanks again for having me back. I think we're pretty familiar with each other now because I've been coming to Voorhees for quite a few years. But just as a reminder to anyone, my name is Jeff Craighead. I'm a cyclist in Bike MS City to Shore, and I'm also a volunteer member of the planning team for the ride. So I represent the Greater Delaware Valley chapter of the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. And I'm here to not only thank you for past participation, and I had a plaque if we were in person, so we'll have to figure out a way to get that to you. But I also want to tell you a little bit about this year. I may have mentioned in any of my previous times there that I ride because my wife was diagnosed with MS in 1993, and I can't believe I'm about to go on my 30th time on the bike tour. But back in 1993, when we only had 2,500 riders and we're raising $800,000, the first disease-modifying drug hit the market. So that was promising, but as promising as that was, the hope of a cure seemed to be in a very uncertain, distant future. The mantra back then was, we don't even know what the cause is, let alone what the cure might be. So you might understand the impact when at our May planning team meeting, the society unveiled their new mission statement for the National MS Society. And the new mission statement is, we will cure MS while empowering people affected by MS to live their best lives. So I got choked up reading that. As you might imagine, for my wife living with MS these last 29 years, hearing the words, we will cure, brought her to tears, and me almost again tonight. But we're not done. So we're driving this hard to the finish. We need to raise more money. So last year, still recovering from our COVID downturn, we had 3,800 risers and raised 3.7 million. So that was great, but way below previous times when we've raised $5 or $6 million. So continuing to climb out of our COVID doldrums, so to speak, we have a goal of 4,500 riders, and we're hoping to raise $4.3 million this year. So the 2.8 million people worldwide, which is 1 million in the United States and 16,000 here locally, are counting on us. So while we're hopeful for this promise of a cure, we're going to continue to raise money for that research. We're going to do advocacy for getting laws changed in Congress. And we're going to help provide programs for people to live their best lives. So this year, September 24th and 25th, as you're aware, those 2 days we'll be riding through your community, again, hoping to have 4,500 riders. And we appreciate your continued support and don't underestimate the inconvenience that we cause to your community. As you're probably well aware by now, it's probably only about 2 miles that we come through your community, but it's very important. We'll be on Crescent Road. We'll be crossing Evesham Road and Centennial Boulevard. The good news for you is it's very early on Saturday morning, probably between 6 and 9:30. And it could be any time on Sunday, but we have a lot less riders on the Sunday return trip. So hopefully it'll be a minimal impact to your community. Again, we're thankful for your support, especially the support of your police who keep us safe, and the society will continue to interface with your police for monitoring the intersections that are key to our ride that weekend. So again, we thank you for your support. We encourage you to become involved. You can volunteer at our rest stops or maybe be a rider. So you could check in at www.mscycling.org to sign up. So again, a hearty thank you from the society for your continuing support.
Thank you. I'm sure the rest of the committee would agree, and they can speak for themselves, but I know that when I see the bikers, riding through town on those days, I think it's a sense of excitement and it's very inspirational. So I think that a lot of residents would agree that's, worth any minor inconvenience if they would even, classify it as that. So I appreciate that you continue to do that, and we're looking forward to seeing a lot more people return to riding this year as we navigate through the pandemic. So thank you for staying committed to the cause, and actually thank you so much for sharing that story with us regarding the hope that you and your wife, the newfound hope that you and your wife were met with.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming on and talking about this important ride. And we certainly love seeing all the riders go through. And I am in particular, it's in something that's near and dear to me as well. My mom was diagnosed with MS when I was about 12 years old. And at that time, as you suggested, treatments were certainly very different than now. And my dearest friend in law school was actually diagnosed with multiple sclerosis after a bout of optic neuritis while she was studying for the bar exam. So certainly know what it can do, and appreciate that you continue to take this charge and to bring awareness the way that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Long, there is no need for an executive session this evening?
Mr. Long is cut out. He said no, and he said just a motion to adjourn.
Okay, well then, since Mr. Long has already adjourned, then we're adjourned.
night,
Motion-
everyone.
Bye. Motion,
Right.
motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.